When we first start creating a model, such as this temperature control for a house, it's easy for us to understand the purpose of each part. But as it grows in size and complexity, interpreting the model quickly becomes difficult. So, instead of continuing to add more blocks, let's create a model that's easier to understand from the beginning. We know that certain groups of blocks represent different components or perform specific tasks. To graphically show these relationships, we use subsystems. But what exactly is a subsystem? Let's have a closer look. Everything is still there. This subsystem contains all that is required to model the outdoor temperature, but wraps it nicely into a single block so that our model is more clear. Let's see how to create subsystems by making one for the blocks converting temperature from degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius. First, click and drag a box around the blocks to include in the subsystem. Then, mouse over the ellipsis icon that appears, and finally, click on the Create Subsystem Action button. Now we have a subsystem called Subsystem. There are also default names for the input and output signals. Let's give meaning to our subsystem by modifying these names. Just like other blocks, clicking on the subsystem name allows us to change it to reflect its purpose. To change the names of the input and output ports, we double-click on the subsystem to view its contents. Notice the two new blocks that were added to represent the input and output of the subsystem. When we rename these blocks, the port names on the subsystem will update automatically to reflect the change. After we're done making modifications, we return to the main model using these arrows. That looks much better. We have a subsystem named Temperature Conversion with labels that describe how it interacts with the rest of the model. Now it's your turn. As you build your models, look for opportunities to simplify them and create your subsystems as you go.